Hey, it's your favorite DJ, Coach DJ, and we back in the lab here in Atlanta, Georgia, in the Grindhouse, y'all. And I got a special guest for y'all, D'Juan Neal, I call him Bundy, attorney at law, hooper, basketball extraordinaire, has a tremendous track record on the basketball court, y'all. We are encouraging y'all to get off the couch, go cast your votes, drop your ballots. Who got next at the voting polls? That's the name of this session today. Who got next? Y'all know you gotta fight for it. When you're on the basketball court at the park, you gotta fight for your next. Who got next? Come on, y'all, let's fight for this next right here, man. Let's go drop your ballot. Here we go, let's go. For hoopers only. Big session today, y'all.
This is for the shooters and the hoopers who can give it all. This is for the lockdown D who gon' steal the ball. This ain't for the throw your hands up looking for the goal. This is for the players who can ball and spit some balls. This is for the shooters and the hoopers who can give it all. This is for the lockdown D who gon' steal the ball. This ain't for the throw your hands up looking for the call. This is for the players who can ball and spit some balls. For hoopers only. Yeah.
Here we go, y'all. Another great session, another hoop session. This is for hoopers only, for a hoopcast for hoopers. You heard? This is a special edition right here. We're encouraging y'all to get up off your couch, put the basketball down, and go vote, y'all. Go cast your vote. All right, this is super important. This is a big year. We got to get who we want in office today. Just tell the people, because right now we're just, you know, we're building a platform where they can know who you are, giving you a little credibility so they understand why it's important to listen to your voice in this particular matter that we're speaking on.
This is my own personal opinion,
Okay.
right? There are a number of reasons that this is causing such an uproar. You know, first, it's so close to the November 3rd election.
Yep.
Right?
Let's go out here and vote, y'all.
So it's about timing, right? I would advise everyone to really take some time to figure out like what's going on in the country, right? But not just the country, right? Because we got people that hear about getting out to vote and cast your ballot and all of that for presidential elections. But people have to understand there are a number of elections, you know what I'm saying? Your congressional elections are like every 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Like there are so many different levels, you know, and like everybody is like, yo, like we gotta get out and vote for presidential elections, which are important, let's be clear, they are. But there are other elections that are just as important, if not more important in a lot of circumstances, especially when we as a community feel like our votes don't count. Or I don't really feel an impact, right? Like when I voted for this person, you know what I'm saying, my life didn't really change, right? Like start with your local government.
Yeah.
Like literally, you know what I'm saying? At the count, like your sheriffs, your district attorneys, like these people are elected officials, you know what I'm saying? People have to get out and vote. So yes, big election. Presidential election is major. Everyone should get out and vote. But at the end of the day, like take some time and research, you know what I'm saying? Your local government, right? Like who should you be going to speak to when you have an issue in your county?
For y'all that don't know, let my guy introduce himself. Boss man. Hey man, where you from?
Oh, come on, man. Uptown, downtown, around town. You know me, man.
Everywhere.
I mean, born in Springfield, Massachusetts. Made my way to Atlanta, Georgia at an early age. Spent a couple years here. Then jumped down, finished up high school in Maryland. And currently living in New York. So
well traveled. I heard Massachusetts. I heard Maryland. I heard Georgia. Virginia. Did you say that?
I spent some time.
You spent some time in Virginia. That's just something that I know, right?
Something that you know. I did spend some time. When I was at ODU. When I played my freshman year at ODU. You know
man, who did you play with? And we'll circle back to the point that you're trying to make. But some of your greatest teammates that you play with.
Some of my greatest teammates, like throughout the course of my life, I have to say the short guy, chubby Tete, right? We had a guy on our team, Tete, right?
Yeah.
Like, so if we start like at a very young age, I would say Ruben Bush.
Okay.
Ruben Bush is one of my favorite teammates. You know what I'm saying? And that's like playing like 11, 12 and under, right?
Yeah.
And then as I got older, you know, high school, sheesh. You know, Damian Wilkins, Jason Capel, like Jason Harris, you know what I'm saying? We call him Buck. He went on to play at Fordham. Kate went to Carolina. Wilt played at NC State and then finished up at
So look, just for the viewer, we got we had Reuben Bush, right? Because that's really the only one you gave a full name to.
Yeah, because
he must have been the nicest.
Yeah, no, Bush was he was like that. I gotta put one more person in there though.
Okay.
Sherrod Teasley.
Okay.
Sherrod Teasley is probably one of the best kept secrets. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, now he was truly like a big guard. You talking about like 10th, 11th grade, boy like 6'3", 6'3.5", almost 6'4".
Okay.
Jump out the gym, you know what I'm saying, and passes the basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like another guy from
Where,
Southeast DC.
DC, okay.
Yeah.
All right, good. So I heard Reuben Bush, Jamal Teasley,
Oh, Sherrod Teasley.
Sherrod Teasley,
Yup.
Damian Wilkins, right?
Yep.
And Jason Capel.
Yep.
Indeed. I just want to make sure we get those names out.
Yeah, and Jason Harris. And Jason Harris.
And Jason Harris.
Who we call Buck. You know
all
what I'm
right,
saying?
all right,
So,
cool, cool. We want to educate the viewer. Y'all, listen, there go some more names for y'all to go YouTube, Google, look up. Man, I'm telling you, do your research. These are great players.
Now also, I want to add to that list, right? Because as I was naming people, right, I was like coming, like from young
all the way up.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, D'Juan Jackson was one of my favorite teammates. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I think favorite teammates because not just because his name is D'Juan too, but also because he kind of challenged me to do more. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like Bundy, I get it. Like you could run the team, shoot the basketball. Like we need you to play offense. You know what I'm saying? Don't just facilitate. You know what I mean? Antonio Graham, another one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like when you see somebody that has like the heart of a lion, you know what I'm saying? Like undersized for real, because he's really only like 6'5" for real, you know what I'm saying? But Holmes played like he was a 7-footer, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace of Conan.
Indeed. So talk to us about some of your influences in basketball.
Oh man, so like, I mean, growing up, I didn't think that there was a better guard than Rod Strickland.
Woo! That's like,
yeah, like Rod Strickland.
That was the first Kyrie?
Come on, man.
Was that the first Kyrie?
Rod Strickland was the first guy. Rod Strickland was a magician with that basketball, man. I mean, and he wasn't a little guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rod Strickland was tough.
But what about how he played the glass?
Listen, man, like, so he could get the ball off of the backboard and start the break.
Okay.
That's big guard shit.
How big is Rod Strickland?
Rob was probably like 6'3", 6'4". You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like, but like good size, great handle. I mean, great with the basketball. You know what I'm saying? So like, Rod Strickland was like at the top of my list.
You mimicking your game after a Rod Strickland, right? So does that make you a passer?
Definitely a facilitator, right?
Okay.
You know, the way the game is played now, you know, like that game wasn't my game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The game today is about scoring point guard.
Okay.
Like Dame Lillard, he'll go out there and give you 40. You know,
Okay.
Steph might give
Okay.
you 42. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
Like that wasn't me. Like I was a facilitator. So like the way that I played the game is a thing of the past, right? Like that's not how guards are playing at the professional level anyway. You know what I'm saying? The collegiate level is a little different. But the reality of it is like I was a facilitator. I was the guy that was going to make sure that my wings got the basketball. Don't act like he wasn't my wing.
I was there.
Don't act like,
I was there.
Come
I
on,
was
man.
there.
This
I
is
was
my
there.
favorite DJ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is my favorite DJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so. I had great wing players, you know what I'm saying, and D'Juan Jackson happened to be one of my wing players for what was that 2 or 3 years we ran it together. So
indeed,
we got busy, we got real busy. So for me, like making sure that he got shots that he liked and he was catching the ball in places that he was comfortable scoring the basketball, like that's what I did.
All right, so for Hoopers Only is a platform where we introduce entertainers that have a basketball background.
Got it.
Right? So people that follow entertainers that, you know, love what they do, the craft that they bring, but had no idea that they had a skill.
That's real.
That pretty much probably cultivated the person that they are today.
Oh, for sure.
Right? I want you to talk to the people about how basketball gave you the tools to be successful to where you are today.
Oh man, that's actually a pretty dope segue.
Okay.
You know, for me, like I am literally a product of hard work. That's it. Like hard work, perseverance. Like that is who I am at my core, and I learned that through the game of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't always the best player on the court, so I got my ass handed to me on a number of different occasions. You know what I'm saying? But like getting beat in basketball is like part of the game. How you respond to getting beat in basketball is how you develop your character.
I did.
You know what I'm saying? So like the idea of going into a game and someone getting the best of you, or being in practice, right? Playing against great players in practice and them getting the best of you. Like I learned early on that like I had to go back to the lab and get better, right? Continue to challenge myself. and I was really not competing against anyone else but myself. It took me a long time to understand that. But how that carried over into for me professionally, like I went to law school. I went to Mizzou, University of Missouri. Shout out to Columbia, Missouri, for law school. And I didn't go straight through. Right, I had taken time off between graduating from undergrad and actually deciding that I was going to go to law school. You know what I mean?
So just in case this went over these folks' head, a student athlete, right? Because we have the stigma that athletes are jocks and, you know, not very studious and, you know, here we're talking about somebody that studied industrial engineering, so you got an engineering degree, and now you're going on to study to be an attorney.
Right.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
So we're at Missouri now.
So now we're at Mizzou. So I go all the way out to the Midwest to go to school. How I got there was through a program called CLEO, which is the Council on Legal Education Opportunity.
Okay.
Fantastic program. Gave me scholarship money, put me in a position to win in law school. So I spent my 3 years at Mizzou, and the big thing was like, he's an East Coast guy. How's he gonna get back to the East Coast, right? Because for them, they just thought like, you know, Missouri is a regional school, very, very good school. But most people that go to Missouri like stay in that Midwest area. Right? How are you gonna get from Mizzou back to the East Coast? Well, like again, like you can't tell me that I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because then I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So you know, I use my network. You know what I'm saying? My resources, and got an internship in the Brooklyn DA's office, and I worked in the Brooklyn DA's office for a summer. And they offered me a job when I left law school. So my first job out of law school was in Kings County. I was in Brooklyn, and I was there for some time before kind of transitioning over to Wall Street, right? So I left the DA's office and I worked for Morgan Stanley for 3.5 years. And then ultimately had a great time in Morgan Stanley, just like I did the DA's office, but felt like I had soaked up enough information to make my next move, which was putting me in the firm that I'm in now.
Okay.
And I've been at my international firm working in finance, restructuring, and bankruptcy for the last 3.5 years. So, I mean, that's kind of like how I got here. But like, it wasn't an easy road, right? Like studying for the bar or getting through law school or like doing your actual job, right?
Yeah.
Like I work on very, very complex deals, but the idea is that like when you don't get something, you don't quit, because I didn't quit in basketball.
Yeah.
Like I figured it out, right? Like and I always think about some of the hardest practices that I had and how I still got up the next day and came back.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with work, right? Like, you know, you don't understand something, you got a boss that's frustrating you. Like I had coaches that I felt like we just weren't on the same page. Like, but bosses want you to do good work so that they look good.
That's right.
Coaches want you to do good work so that they look good.
That's
you know what
right.
I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like at your level, you're always doing something to make somebody else look better, as the people below you are doing work for you to make you look better.
That's right.
But you know, it's a mindset, right? So having that will to kind of persevere and get better and continue to challenge myself and have that like I'm not going to quit and I'm not going to let you get the best of me mentality, it's kind of how I've been able to sustain, you know what I'm saying, being at this level working in New York City.
Indeed, which makes you a hooper. That same mentality, that same work ethic is what made you a hooper, turns around and gives you the advantages, you know, in the industry that I would imagine is super competitive. No doubt about that. But from the seat that I sit in, I believe that the reason why they honored you the way that they honored you was because of what you went on and did professionally and the influence and the impact that you had in our community, as well as just the impact that you have in just within your industry, right? So we have some friends that's in the politic realm. What's your role? Even if it's just in support, what is your role in politics?
Yeah, so I mean, for me, like I help candidates get elected. In the grand scheme of things, there are some candidates, not all. There are some candidates that I've worked with in the past, fundraisers, and if in fact I believe in their platform.
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity to participate in that capacity here in Fulton County, and also in Baltimore City, as well as in New York City. Right. So the idea here is that when I tell you to get involved, right, and what was the term we used earlier? It was a key term.
Get next. Who got next?
Key term. It's a key term. It was a key term. You say he was going to remember. He was going to bookmark it.
Have to evaluate.
Evaluate and something. You said evaluate.
Evaluate and develop.
something. Maybe it's evaluating something, because I wanted to use that because it's very important, right? Like, and that's what you do with your candidates, right? Like, I just don't. You can't just tap me on the shoulder and be like, hey, like, you can help me with my campaign. Like, I evaluate the situation and feel like does this candidate stand on the pillars that I would support?
Okay.
And if in fact we're aligned, you know what I'm saying, then I will do my best to get this person in office. But I think we all should be doing that.
Yeah,
right? Like,
indeed.
we all should be doing that, evaluating these candidates, people at local government, state level, whatever it may be, so that you know like what their beliefs are and you can actually hold them accountable.
Okay. Indeed. All right, man, bro. I really appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Coming through, man, spending some time with us, because I just believe this was something that our community need to hear. They need to hear it from someone that was as accomplished as you. And if you didn't hear anything else, I just want y'all to know that this man is a great man. You know what I'm saying? But the boy could play basketball, man. Watch this. Check out the highlights, man. Check out the clips. Here we go. Let's go.
DJ Esco, ET, Esco Terrestrial.
Push me to the limit. Hey, listen, if you want to learn a thing or two about fashion, check out my boy at D Did It Again. IG, D Did It Again. All right? If you want to learn more about improving your game, IG D'Juan 24, DUWAND 24, or you can go to Jab Step Inc. Man, this was a special edition. I hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all was entertained. And look, make sure you call your next, because I got next. Who got next? Who got next to vote? Who got next to come up here on Hoopers Only? I'm looking for you. Trey Songz, we need you. Chris Brown, Quavo. Who hoop out there? The Baby. Who hoop? Lil Romeo. Who hoop? Kay Hilson, I'm looking for you, baby. Come on. You know we go back. All right, who hoop? Man, if you hoop, come on, man. This is for Hoopers Only. Over J. Cole. Come on, man. Lil Durk. Lil Boosie.
You need 2 Chainz in here.
Lil 2 Chainz.
You need 2 Chainz.
Come on, man. We need you, man. This is for Hoopers Only. Jab Step, Jumping Across Barriers. We're a youth mentoring organization. We just use basketball to entertain. All right? Be the best you. You got anything?
Nah, man. I just want to say thanks for my boy. I appreciate you having me come out, man. This platform that you created is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's for the kids, for the youth, for the community. It's also for the parents. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know what I mean, keep doing what you do. I hope you guys took something away from today's workout and today's lesson. My guys always dropping jewels. Big bro been mentoring me since we linked up at like 18, 19. So at the end of the day, we got a lot of history, and I'll always be supportive of what he's doing, man. Good brother, my brother. D'Juan and D'Juan, we've been doing this.
D'Juan and D'Juan. Hey, man, this is for Hoopers Only. If you ain't no hooper, don't come.
This is for the shooters and the hoopers who can give it all. This is for the lockdown D who gon' steal the ball. This ain't for the throw your hands up looking for the goal. This is for the players who can ball and spit some balls. This is for the shooters and the hoopers who can give it all. This is for the lockdown D.